Hey guys, it's Chris or LMC. Today I'm going to be bringing you the Monkey Brain guide on how to play Millia. This guide isn't for new players. If you have 10 hours in anime fighting games or you don't know anime fighting game notation, click off this video, figure it out, and come back. This video is mostly targeted towards people that are already decent at the game, probably May slash Kai slash Soul players that saw Millia, saw that she's the coolest character in the game, saw how fucking boring their characters are, and decided they wanted to actually play a real character. Not apologizing for that statement. If you want to know who I am, I've played fighting games for about 5 years. I won a local the other day. It was only like a 12-man local, but still, I've been Celestial since this game dropped. This is my first Guilty Gear, but I'd say I'm pretty decent at it. Basically, I'm going to teach you how to play the most bare bones pocket Millia, scrub Millia, garbage monkey brain glue sniffing Millia that you can think of. This basically is going to teach you how to say, oh yeah, I'm Celestial with Millia without having to sit up on Twitter all night at 4 a.m. looking for tech on how to beat Leo's DP that we still don't have, as far as I'm aware. I don't know. I don't play this game competitively anymore. But that's what it was like. Basically, this guide will get you into Celestial, but it's not going to make you good at the game. Like, you're going to be that scrubby, shitty Millia player that everyone knows how to beat once you get to a certain level. But the bright side is I'm going to teach you how to abuse her neutral game, her air movement, and everything like that to be the most annoying motherfucker to low level. You can literally bypass through the majority of the floors just by flying around and knowing the right combos because people don't know how to anti-air properly. Hell, there's even people in Celestial that still don't know that you can just air grab Millia out of the air and half of the shit she can do is just gone. So, the 3 ground rules of playing shitty Millia is, like, we're basically in this guide, I'm going to teach you how to use the easiest version of everything. We're not going to teach you the cool combos. We're going to teach you basic Millia bullshit, okay? The second rule of playing shitty Millia is we never respect the opponent until they prove that they deserve to be respected. So we're going to be using a lot of cheesy shit that isn't going to work against players that actually have labbed slash basically have a brain and aren't just thinking about how to play their character. And the third rule is abuse the hell out of Turbofall Capel. If you don't know what that is, it's this. People still don't know how to anti-air that, and it's not. It's a lot better in this new patch, but it isn't as good. So I'm not going to teach you how to get good at the game, but at least you'll be able to brag to your friends that your Millia is Celestial level. Okay, so ground neutral with Millia, pretty basic, not gonna lie. Yeah, your 2 biggest approach options that are like actually good and might teach you a little bit about how to play the game are gonna be 5K and 2K, because these lead into your setups with, you know, the 3 mix-ups that you can get out of 2D. That's your basic approach. You're going to be whiff punishing with that, checking for lows, but Millia doesn't really shine until you're in the air. As you're fishing for lows and your 2D is inevitably going to get blocked, it is very punishable. They can just grab you. But the good news is that when you use this 2D, you have a lot of options after with your command normals. So an example of this is you can go Lust Shaker, you can dash back into them, or what I like to do, which is only safe if you cancel it with roam and cancel on block, is this into that. So you use your S disc and you can delay it really late, like right there. So if they're pressing buttons trying to punish you for using 2D, you can start using S disc just to make them have to think, oh, are they going to try to hit me and cancel it into a roam and cancel, or are they just going to back off and therefore I can punish? It becomes a 50-50, and it's just a lot safer for Millia players. So basically what I'm trying to tell you to do is to react to whether or not the S disc actually hits. Actually, pretty much only ever go for S disc after 2D if you have butter to spend, because then you can make it safe with a roam and cancel. Even just, right? you're safe. It doesn't really give you any advantage, but it does just make them have to think. And because now that they're thinking that you're going to throw out a hitbox afterwards, you can just safely 2D and start playing close neutral again. So now I want to teach you guys the H-disc Oki on Millia, or at least shitty Millia. I'm not going to teach you everything, obviously, because you don't really need carpal tunnel if you just want a secondary Millia. So your basic is going to be this. You can go behind them. You can stay in front hit, right? Stay in front. You can low, right? That's your basic. That's what you get out of Millia H-disc. It's really deceptive. It's really strong, as well as I'd say if you're close enough after hitting 2D, like if you're this close, just not this close, that close, just jump to up and right in the air, because sometimes I don't even know what side I'm going to be on. That's just an added thing that you can do as well. All right, so now I'm going to do your basic combos with Millia that I want you guys to learn. So obviously we're going to be doing 5K, 2K, 2D into disc. So that's going to look like this, right? That's going to set you up into your Oki, which I'll touch on later. After you land the H disc, you're going to always want to use close slash and make sure that you get the second hit of close slash off. This is very important because in this combo right here, we're going to want that second hit of close slash to hit. After the second hit of close slash hits, you're going to jump cancel it into close slash into the rest of the combo, which is JSJD, jump cancel JSJD dash JD into Bad Moon. So the whole air combo is going to look something like this. Whoops. And that's just your basic air combo after H disc that I always want you to use. There's a lot more you can learn if you decide you want to main Millia. So now I just want to show you your basic wall combo. Not exactly wall combo, but combo when you're close to the wall. There's a lot of different variations of this that do a little bit more damage, but this is the most consistent one and the one that's probably easiest in my opinion. And it looks something like this. And if you don't have the butter to spend to actually use your super, you can obviously just cancel it with S disc or with 2H slash dust, just for maximum damage. So the buttons, the reason why we do this specific combo is mostly because, say we're not exactly in the corner when I hit this, right? I'm like right here. Because I'm using 5K, I have that extra bit of range right there. Whereas with a lot of the other combos, you're using close slash again, but if you're that far away from the corner, those combos don't work. One of the biggest concepts in fighting games is the idea that you don't always have to approach. In fighting games, typically people want to be pressing buttons, so unless they're a zoning character, i.e. Happy Chaos or Axel, they're most likely going to be trying to run at you, especially in a game like Guilty Gear where you build meter by running towards somebody. So as Millia, it's always important to have good anti-air buttons, and as we talked about earlier with 5K and 2K, those can stuff approaches as well and set you up into Oki. So what we want to learn now is your 6P combo with Millia, because you basically just want to have a way to anti-air somebody. So if they jump in at you and you 6P them, you just use hair car. As well as if they're jumping right above you and they don't have a move that's going to hit you straight below them, right? You can start using what I call the credit card, or just close slash. And, cash out on that real quick. This is really good against characters like Chip, who have their spinning aerial that comes down on top of you and hits weird sides. You can actually just trade with that in particular. Press close slash twice. Like it just hit, and then Chip gets hit. It'll trade like a little bit of damage for you, but you get a full combo and some Oki on Chip. Now I want to teach you the basic block strings that you're going to have against most characters. This is the most safe one that you can use, where you go boom, 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 right? So we're always going to be using that. It's pretty safe. There are some characters that can punish it, but the important thing is that it does still give you a bit of... You can mix it up at the end and cancel it into your command inputs. So a good one that I like to use is, if it doesn't hit, I'll use hair car, because all of those moves that you've just used look like an overhead, or you can block them high. You use hair car, it's got a delayed setup and people will get hit, right? So, but the catch is you don't ever use that. You don't ever use hair car unless you have enough butter to burn, because it's not safe. So you're going to cancel it with dash roam and cancel, because this also gives you an overhead that you can mix in afterwards. There is a easier way to do it, but that's just the way that I did it when I first got into Celestial. Not easier way to do it, but a faster way to do the roam and cancel. The next block string that I want you to learn is mostly for the corner, and it's this into this. So it's close slash into 6H. The important thing about this is that you can cancel close slash into 6H, and I mean, you can cancel the middle of 6H, which into Turbo Fall, and then mix in a grab, which will obviously break their block. This isn't safe, and we're going to do it until they show us that they know how to beat it. Otherwise, we don't respect anybody. That's just the rule. You're playing shitty Millia. You can also cancel the end of this into your command dash and continue the pressure, but usually people are smart enough after the first time you do that to realize that they should stop. So again, what you do to mix it up, you use hair car, cancel. See? You just keep throwing up random options, and whichever one they actually react to and do well against, you stop doing for a minute, and then you can start incorporating it again once they get hit by it once again. This obviously is very shitty, and there's a lot better ways to play Millia, but this is how you're going to get through low-level scrubs. So obviously, if they're blocking all of your block strings, I'm going to show you what you can get out of grab. Like earlier, I showed you Turbo Fall into grab, Soki, right? So the thing about Turbo Fall grab, or just your grab H-Disc Oki in general, is that characters can, after they recovery, can jab you out of this. So if I just do this, I get jabbed, H-Disc goes away. But let's say I just block instead, they're still going to get hit. Okay? They're going to, I can also use JK. It's going to hit them as they're falling, so they're going to get hit. So here's the mix-up. They're like, oh, okay, I can get hit. I can punch him out of it. What if I jump, right? So they're going to try jumping. JK still works if you do it properly. Just like that. And the final part of the mix-up is they're like, okay, I'm just going to take the mix-up then. So what you do is you grab them, H-Disc, re-grab. So typically in lower levels, they don't know you can do this. So a good thing to do is just you grab them, you do the H-Disc, you re-grab them once, right? And then they're like, oh, okay, I'm not safe. So they start jumping, or they start trying to get out of it, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to grab them, re-grab them once if they're in the corner specifically. And then after that, once you get your next H-Disc Oki, you're going to do falling kick, because then they're going to try to either grab you, punch you, or jump out. And that's all beaten by JK as you're falling down. With the new patch came the added condition that Millia's H-Disc, when it's on the ground, if she gets hit and she blocks as it's out, it stays active. So the main use for this is that after you use 2D into H-Disc, characters cannot just wake up DP your ass for free anymore. To show an example of this, I have Soul set to wake up DP. He can't just do that. I can just go block, right? And after that, I can get close slash into 6H into hair car, damage, right? But even though they added this to the character, I'd say there's a better way of getting around people that are just going to wake up DPU, and that is to jump straight up. It gives you the best options afterwards, and it's really easy, and this is a brain dead Millia guide, so do that. Again, if you're asking how to beat Leos who keep on canceling all their shit, and that character's just stupid. This guide isn't going to teach you how to beat Leo. This guide's going to teach you how to get in Celestial, and one of those things you're going to do to get into Celestial is Millia. Don't play against Leo players. You're going to be specifically looking for certain characters while you're playing this game. Obviously, the best part about playing Millia is the fact that you have the best air game and movement out of all the characters in the game. You're annoying as fly. You fly through the air hitting them, and until they prove that they can consistently anti-air you, you're just going to be annoying as shit, right? So your basics, basically all you need to know is she's got 2 air dashes. After the air dash, she can capple, she can turbo fall, she can hit you. So you're going to be, one of the biggest things you're going to want to learn how to do is turbo fall, capple, because a lot of low level players just don't know how to anti-air it because it sets them up at a weird angle, and then you get your free hit, and that'll combo into your Oki setups basically. A lot of the stuff is punishable and very easily punishable, like air grab beats the majority of it. 6P. Don't ever jump in against Nago Ryuki. That character, it can trade with anything you do with his close slash and get your entire meter. It doesn't even, not your meter, but your entire HP bar. But basically, that's what you're going to be doing. Until they prove that they can consistently anti-air you, you're going to be doing annoying ass shit, making sure that they just do not have a fun time setting up into Oki. We're going to be going boom, boom, capple, anything. Just keep being annoying. Oh, as well as in the new patch, you can actually combo out of capple really close to the ground. It's funny. I like it. I wish I could do it right now. But yeah. Okay, another cheesy tactic of shitty Millia players is going to be full screen hair car. Now, here's how we're going to make it a little bit better and what's going to get you into Celestial just because you added a tiny little bit to this. You're going to cancel all of this into Roman cancel. It's free damage. As well as if you see them jump to get over it, to get over your hair car, you can cancel it with pink Roman cancel. Boom. You're a little bit closer, and you didn't die. You can also, no matter what, if they block this and they block low and you use Roman cancel, they still have to take your Oki. So an example of this is going to be, I'm going to set the opponent to guarding everything, and we're going to go like this. I get to press whatever I want there. I can press that into our mix-ups, right? Here we are. We have our setup again, where we just get to do our bullshit as Millia. This works really well against Geo players because they have a weird-ass dash that doesn't let them cancel the way that other characters do. They can't just jump out of their dash. They have to use FD to cancel it a lot of the time, so it works really well against Geo players. I wouldn't use this against Nagos, against Enos, or against Axel players probably. But almost every other character you can do this against. It works really well against Potemkin when you're full screen because they like to drop on their face and hit the ground and try and trip you up, right? But the thing is, if you hit the startup of Haircar as they're hitting the ground, if you time it perfectly, you can't really... You can do it on reaction, but it's hard and the timing's a little bit weird. I'm not going to show it to you. They're going to hit the ground. You cancel it into RC. It's technically 2 hits, and it has super armor for 1 hit when he face plants into the ground, right? Or when he supercharges at you. So what you're going to do is you're just going to cancel an RC and you get a full combo, right? So basically, use hair car at full screen if you have the meter to cancel into a Roman cancel and react. Otherwise, don't fucking use it. Like, don't use hair car unless it's a part of a combo. Like, don't use it in neutral unless you have butter to spend. Okay, so now you know all the basics of how to be a bullshit Millia player. So now I'm going to teach you your golden ticket of how to get into Celestial. Basically, the characters you're going to avoid are Nago and Leo because they're top tiers. Honestly, if you're watching this guide, you probably don't know how to play against Mei or Ram, so don't do that. Your golden ticket characters getting into Celestial are probably going to be playing against Soul, because I hope if you're watching this video, you know how to play against that character. And specifically look for Axel mains. And here's the tip, right? Capel, I mean, Turbofall into Capel is ridiculous. Also, all Axel mains think that they have to be this anti-airing god, right? So they all have this complex in their head where they think that they have to be perfect. But they don't realize you can just air grab Millia, right? So what we're going to be doing is just Capel over and over again because they will not anti-air it properly. And if they do start anti-airing it properly, just sit on the ground for a couple seconds, see if they start throwing air game again, then just dash once. Like, just dash at them once, and then run, like, underneath everything. You got the fastest air game, you got the fastest ground speed. Look for Axel mains. They hate you. They hate you as much as everybody else hates playing Axel. So, with all that being said, you have the tools that you need to get into Celestial. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.